Okay, friends. So the angels kept waking me up and showing me a large group of people who feel really stuck right now. They asked me to create a free 3-day online conference. We've never done this before, packed with energy healings, clearings, abundance activations, and teachings, all channeled by the angels, all so that you can enter 2024 feeling renewed, connected, and aligned. Your angels are calling it Angel Fest 2024, and they promise this event is the shift and transformation you've been looking for. Plus, it's absolutely free. Everything will be recorded so you can tune in at your convenience. And here's an exciting bonus. We're offering free readings to 5 lucky registrants who leave a 5-star positive review of this podcast. Don't miss this divine opportunity. Reserve your spot right now at theangelmedium.com/free. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. Friends, today we have on Brooke to share her angel stories, beautiful, loving angel stories of hope. Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here. I'm going to have you take it away and share your first story.
So I've always had this thing with airplanes my entire life. That's just something I've always been fascinated with. And I think my whole family knew that. And about a year ago, my cousin passed away, like unexpectedly. He was fine, and then he was gone. And since I noticed after he passed away that I was seeing more airplanes. They were just low over my head everywhere I went, where I could almost feel the rumble of them. And we were going camping one day for the weekend, and I was just kind of in a bad mood about the whole thing. I don't know why, but we noticed right over our house, I heard this roar, and I was like, there's an airplane. So it's the C-130 going directly over where we were standing. And the sound kept going. There was a second one and a third one and a fourth one. I think there were 6 directly over my head, our head, my husband and I, as we were getting ready to pull out and leave. And I was just like, hey, Tim, like, that is so cool. Thank you for, I just kind of felt that energy reminding me, like, go on this camping trip, have fun, quit worrying about stuff. So we go to the camping site, which was, I don't know, it was a ways away, about 35, 40 minutes away from our house. And those same airplanes were circling the whole campground that we were at. They just circled and circled. And I'm like, my cousin is just putting on a show for me. This is amazing. So as I was walking, we set up camp. As I was walking we checked in and everything. And there was a long ramp that I had to walk over the water back to my husband to get in the car. And I was like, okay, how about you make this one plane go right over my head as low as it can. And I heard it as I was walking that ramp. I turned, and right over the mountaintop came this one C-130 right over my head. I was just like, you could not put me in a better spot for that to happen. And it was so low. I'm just like looking, I'm waving at the plane. I'm looking at my husband. I'm like, can you believe this? And that was about the end of that. That was kind of like the farewell, and they left. The planes were gone after that. So that was the first story. And since then, I've still continued to see planes. But since then, July 29th, my mom has had a big bout with Alzheimer's, dementia, and I had been so stressed about taking care of her. We had the whole ordeal, like trying to find caretakers and just trying to make sure she was taken care of, because we were keeping her at home, and she was getting sicker and things were just declining. And she finally passed away July 29th. And again, we had gone on a camping trip just, I don't know, probably the weekend or the next weekend after. And I'll back up and say, before all of this, gosh, I guess it was about 10 years ago, my husband's mom had passed away. And I didn't really have a big connection with angel stories at that time. Like during that time frame, I was just coming into it recently. So I never really had a lot of connection there. When we went camping, there was, of course, a couple of planes that went over our campsite. And I remember getting my video camera or my phone out to video one plane because I was like, oh, look, it's going right over our campsite. It's low, it's cool, it's rumbling. And I heard something in my mind. I know it was my mom say, oh, you have seen that. You haven't seen anything yet. Just wait. There is so much more that you're about to see. I'm like, okay. And I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, okay, well, I mean, I'll see more planes over my head. So we dilly dallied around for that day, trying to decide if we were going to go. We were fishing and we had a trot line out. We were trying to decide if we were going to go check the trot line, when we were going to go. We were going to go at one time and we changed our mind, decided not to go. And then Gary was going to go by, my husband was going to go by himself. And I was like, well, I guess I'll go with you. I mean, I don't know, because I wasn't going to go. Anyway, we went and this plane started circling. And all of a sudden, I realized that it's, I guess, a water plane. And that plane comes in and we get to watch it land on the water and just skid right in front of us and park right there on the water. And we, of course, I luckily got it on video and it just sat there. I mean, the people, I guess, got out and swam for a while. And we circled around it in the boat a few times and waved at them. If we had been at camp, there was a little hole in the trees where we could see that airplane just barely, but we would have missed the whole thing where we were at camp. So we would have had to been at that exact spot at that exact time to see that happen. As the sun was setting, we heard a little rumble coming up, and that plane had taken off from where it was and came right through our campsite between, like, right under the sunset, and just took off right in front of us again. It was just, we knew it was his mom, my mom, my cousin. We're like, they're all up there now, just loving on each other and showing us all these amazing things.
They're really showing off.
Really showing off. And that's, right after my mom had passed. And so I was, that whole trip, as we were riding in the boat, I felt my mom, just the energy just swirling all around the boat. Like I told Gary, it's like, I feel like she's just right over here beside us doing somersaults and weeing all around. It was really uplifting to feel that. 'Cause I haven't been able to get that feeling back. We did that on that camping trip. After the plane, we had kayaked out to the sun to watch the sunset. Well, not kayak, we paddle boarded out to the sunset, and we saw 3 planes. So for my mom, his mom, and my cousin, there was 3 planes in the sunset. And the next night, there were 3 birds that flew over our head. I mean, there was just symbolism of 3 everywhere. And we're like, it was just comforting. Like, there they are.
Want to hear your spirit team clearly? With 12 brand new courses, my 2024 Archangel membership will cumulatively teach you how to go beyond seeing signs to deciphering Spirit's messages for you and open you to abundance in every area of your life. Become an annual paying Archangel member, and I'm giving you 2 live bonus courses with me and quarterly group mentorship meetings. Members are invited to live recordings of the podcast with some of our top guests. For tons of new perks and special annual discount, use code ANGEL2024. Space is limited. Enrollment is first come, first served. DM me at Angel Podcast with any questions, and you'll hear back personally from my associate, Yvonne, or I. The Angels want to make 2024 your best year yet. Join today only on my website, theangelmedium.com/angel membership. Thank you so much for supporting this show.
And the final story that I have, really, same camping trip. We had just, experienced the plains, and I was cooking something inside, and Gary had bought this bag of charcoal on clearance like months ago. And I remember like making fun of him for buying it. I'm like, you don't even need that charcoal. And he's like, well, I mean, we use charcoal all the time, but we didn't at that moment. He's like, yeah, but it's on clearance. I'm going to get it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, that was months before this trip. He just so happened to throw that bag in for our camping trip, so he'd have some extra charcoal. And he was getting, I was inside, and I heard him out there knocking on the door. He was like, he was like tears. He was like, you've got to come see this. I don't even know what to say about this. And so I walked out there, and he's like, I'm leaving it exactly like it is. But when I opened that bag of charcoal and I poured it in the grill, this flower fell out of the bag and landed right here in this dirty, dusty charcoal. He's like, I know it's your mom. He used to give her flowers every Valentine's Day, like six roses every Valentine's Day, and he hadn't done that since she had dementia. And he's like, I just know that that's her thanking me for the flowers. It was the wildest thing we've ever seen.
That's amazing. Don't you just love it when your husbands like see the signs too? Just
Yeah.
all the listeners out there too. It's so heartwarming when not only you know that spirit's working in your life, but spirit's working in their life too to kind of bring you closer together through those signs.
Yes, we both definitely don't take any of the signs for granted and notice them all the time.
Yeah. Do you have a sister?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Interesting. Because your mom keeps showing me this other girl, like blonde, like you are. I don't know if there's somebody else in the family that she was close to.
She had a sister, and her sister's still living, and they were very close.
Okay. Your mom comes through. Was your sister healthy when your mom was diagnosed with dementia? Did your,
Her
sis-
sis,
yeah,
her
her
sister,
sister. Yeah.
yes,
Um, Your mom comes through just saying how thankful she is to you for all of the little things that you did for her at the end. And I feel like there was just so much heart in every last moment. And I feel like there were a lot of things where you and I, as we're talking, you could say, it was just a little thing, but it wasn't little to her. It was huge to her. And the next time that you see your sister, this came through in a session the other day, and your mom's like pulling this memory and she's handing it to you. She said that she wants to hug her sister through you.
oh,
And so the next time that you give your aunt a big hug, she said, pause for an extra 3 seconds so that I can hug her through you. And just so that everybody who's listening knows, the angels are saying, if you heard this and you're like, I think my loved one on the other side wants me to pause for an extra 3 seconds when I'm seeing so and so at the holidays, do it, because they've shown me recently that they come through those hugs, and not like they're taking over our bodies or anything, just like that as we feel that love in that hug, they feel that hug. too.
For the first time in a long time, Kathy, my mom's sister, is going to come be with us for Thanksgiving. So,
And this is where we're
I'll,
recording it right before.
yeah. So
That's
I'll definitely pass that hug along
I
to
love,
her.
I love that. Your mom's also brought this up 3 times, and I am not a medical medium, and I do take it very, very seriously when they bring this type of stuff through. But she said, sometimes we worry about things not realizing it within our subconscious. And she said, I need you to stop worrying about your mom's dementia getting passed down to you. She said, on your dad's side, does he have a sister who's lived a long time or like in really good health, or just the females on dad's side are very, very healthy?
My dad does have a sister. My dad's mom was lived a long time. His sister is doing good, but she does have some health issues, diabetes and some things like that. But you wouldn't know it to look at her.
It's
She's
the
got a lot of.
longevity piece. Yeah. My grandma lived until almost 90 with diabetes too, and I think that she could have lived even longer. It's that just like longevity that your mom's trying to get through to you. Obviously, like, stay current with your doctors and do everything that you can, but she said any subconscious fears that you have, try and rewire them within your mind and rewrite that story for yourself that you're telling yourself to be like, nope, I've got grandma and dad's side longevity. I'm going to be around here for a long time, happy, healthy. Cause your mom said that you're a force to be reckoned with, like I feel like you're a type of person too that doesn't take crap from anybody. And she just used the term like straight shooter too. And she said, see yourself that way always. Like very quick and witty and always.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely will. I get that from my dad, I think, because she was funny and silly and aha. My dad's like, he's going to tell you like it is, no matter what.
Um, the other thing that she keeps coming through with is to give her love to your husband because she makes me feel like she loved him more than anything too and loved him like a son. And she's just so grateful for him being in your life because he truly is just your support and your rock and your foundation and your partner, your truest partner.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is that.
Yeah. Yeah. So give him her love. Oh, that's the other piece. She's like, you can't go without saying this. When you were talking before, saying that you don't feel like you felt her as much or felt that presence as much for a while now, she said, stop saying that to yourself too. The more and more that we tell ourselves we're not feeling it, I don't feel it, other people feel it more than I do. Screw those people who feel it all the time and get all these angel signs and feel the less that we're open to it. I want you to just expect her to bring in blessing after blessing, miracle after miracle. Expect life to just kind of be magic and become magic. And you're so grateful, but she said, and then just be grateful for every little thing that you see and feel from her. But she said, I'm with you all the time.
I seem to feel that. I mean, I don't feel that like crazy uplifted energy, but I'm trying to take notice of the little things, and not second guess myself when insects, for some reason, I think she is sending me stinking insects like a wasp or a fly or even like a caterpillar or something. Like if something flies in my face, I'm always like, Mom, why are you doing this to me? Why do you have to show up as an insect in my face? but I love you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of when I went out for my dad's memorial after he had passed. It was just months later, and I was like, "Show me a sign, show me a sign, show me a sign." And I just kept seeing a fly buzzing around the kitchen, and I was like, "That is not the sign that I want. I don't want my dad to come through as a fly. Come through as something better."
Exactly. Exactly. And I think she's just like, I'm just trying to make you smile
Yes.
or something silly like that. That's how she was.
I love that. I love that she's bringing through that comical side from the other side.
Definitely.
Amazing. Brooke, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this hope-filled story with us. I love the
Thank you.
airplanes too. My goodness, are they showing off with those airplanes just one after another?
Absolutely. I love it.
That's awesome. To everybody listening, we would love to share your story on the show. You can go over to theangelmedium.com and submit your story. You can also submit it through the contact form over there. Love you, friends. See you next week. Friends, let's end today's episode with a prayer. Dear God, as we stand here at the threshold of a new year, we come to you humble in gratitude and hopeful in our hearts. We ask you to bless this world and every person in it with your endless love and abundance. We call upon your angels to extend their wings over every soul. May they touch every life, bringing healing where there is pain, strength where there is weakness, and infinite abundance in every area of every life. In this time of global reflection and anticipation, we pray earnestly for peace, peace within our own hearts, peace within our homes, peace across every land. Let hope rise and let love prevail, binding us in our shared humanity and interconnectedness. We ask for special care and protection for the children of our world. May they grow in a nurturing environment, shielded from harm and surrounded by care. Their laughter and their dreams are the seeds of a promising future, and we ask that each are blessed with every opportunity to thrive. God, guide us to be creators of our own harmonious world. Help us to become beacons of your energy and spread your love now and always. As we step into this next chapter of our lives, empower us to live in alignment with our soul, find joy in each moment, and embrace the beauty of life's journey. May we each walk in confidence and faith, knowing that with your divine guidance, anything is possible. May our hearts overflow with gratitude and our minds be filled with positive, loving thoughts. In this spirit of optimism and renewal, we step boldly into our future, ready to create, love, and thrive. In this we pray, amen. Friends, if you'd like to support this podcast, book a session with me or join my Angel Reiki School, where I'll help you develop all of your unique spiritual gifts and use them to serve. Visit theangelmedium.com or use the link in the show notes to book a discovery call with me personally. Thank you for being here. I love you.